You think video देखकर I will be able to do it on my own?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we have we have few more services like IoT site-wise. This is another way of doing collection, but this is what is the difference between this site-wise and IoT analyzer. IoT analyzer mainly focus on finding the pattern at the end in the Jupyter. IoT site-wise is also doing creating a channel, organizing the data, analyzing the data. But here you are doing at an industrial level. You might have seen means when I was in means my childhood, I was used to see Discovery where they were showing like how the like industry or manufacturing unit they use the IoT devices to in the productions, not in India, in US and in other country. They shows like how they are using IoT devices and robots in the production. So here also like this, like how you can do that. If they whatever data they will generate it, how you can collect the data, monitor the data specifically from the industrial equipment purpose. Analyzer purpose means you can collect any data based on the IoT, whether it is home appliance, smart devices installed at homes, and all. Site-wise is basically work on this monitoring or collecting, organizing end to end from this industrial public. It means industrial use, like how you can analyze the data, okay, and performance metric in the sense what was the performance of the data that is coming. Now sometime for example you might see like the signal, if like how the signals are coming, like an internet, right? We use this broadband. So in this broadband sometime the speed is less, sometime speed is extremely high, sometime it is an average. So you will able to draw the pattern in that. That is also we can do it in this metric. And same thing you can do it analyzer also in the Jupyter notebook. When you have such data, you can draw it in the Jupyter notebook, that thing. So this IoT site-wise is one more service. You can also open it and you can check about this documentation of this IoT website, sorry, IoT site-wise. Uh, Basically, like it is used to find out the gap in the data in the productions. Like for example, suppose, let me show you. uh, Here is you have a date, means on that on particular date what was the speed of the internet, okay, and here you have a speed of an internet. This was the date, and here you have a speed of an internet, okay, and the signal that were coming like this. uh, Suppose on particular date the signal was this one, then on the next day the signal was high, and th- the speed of the internet was this. The next day it was reduced to this. Then you find that on one day your network was not working. Then you find that suppose this is the data for 3 days. Suppose let's take about our IoT classes. Monday it happens, you got the understanding at this level. Tuesday we do lab, so your understanding at this level. On Wednesday we do at this level. Then next day we forgot everything. Then we do lab on the next day again. So uh, when we start again, when we try to do from our end, then here our level of understanding at high, then again it will reduce next day, because obviously we are not in touch next day. Then again we did it, so we are reached to here. And in this way, once you are in the touch, it will be keep on increasing or going down like that. So this sorry, so here you can see this is a pattern of the data, right? So when IoT data also when we connect it, so IoT data or when IoT devices when you connect with your cloud, the matrix means what, you can see your data, where the data are coming. So in case if you find something gap in this, okay, this gap will be a very crucial for the industry level, because this gap might need to help industry to improve. This gap will tell us that okay, there are something missing here, they have not received the data. And even in the loss of data, this is actually the loss of data, whatever was the reason, whether device issue, network issue, whatever the reason, but this is the loss of data for them. They don't have a data for this particular day, so this is the loss of data. And this up and down also will tell you the pattern, like what was the speed of the internet. So like for example here, the speed of internet, so it will give you an idea like my speed is increasing or reducing, like that. So that thing will help you to improve. So next time when you work on this to improve the service, so you will assure that your IoT services or like your speed of internet or whatever it is on which you are drawing this graph, your pattern will be okay, means the signal or data are coming, there should be no loss of data, and you should be able to make a decision from it. Like here, after seeing this data, you can make a decision like okay, this is the loss of data and my internet speed is not good here. At my earlier days, internet speed was very less. As I did the improvement, it was in this range, which is quite good. If you have planned for 100 MB, sorry, like 100 gbs speed or like 100 mbps speed, then here almost you can take it like suppose 80, and I'm getting an average of the speed, right? So this is the thing of IoT data also. This thing happen also. And what we have seen in the IoT analyzer, at the end we do this right in the Jupyter notebook. You can play with the data, you can draw the graph on that. And here in the site-wise also we can do the same thing. The difference is, but here we have work on the industry level IoT devices, where the data size is bigger and IoT number of component are more advanced and bigger. So this was the difference in this two. Now for the demo purpose, obviously we can't bring those IoT devices that are used in the industry, but we can show you like how it will works. So here this is the thing, like what are the benefit of these IoT devices. It will bring the consistency in the data, means data will be consistent, there will be no loss of data. Every day or every hour, every minute, you will get a data. Okay, it has having management quality is good, so you can manage your data. Second thing, you can identify the issue quickly with a remote monitoring, means in this AWS cloud you can monitor quickly where there is a loss. So when you draw the graph of the data, like for example, uh, as we had did with CSV data, right? If you have a CSV data, any null value, okay, if you have any day you don't have any data, suppose the whole row is blank, you won't be able to generate any data for that particular row, right? That is what that is called, you can say it like there is an issue in the data, means you are not able to gather the data on that particular day, or their data on that particular day data was not generated, right? So this thing will help you to tell you what is the issue, how you can rectify that issue, how you can fix that issue, what was the signal level, how much time is creating, right? So this all thing you can do it here. And there's a same thing that we have seen in that, like what are the data source, and how you can monitor the data with the help of applications. Okay, you might have seen like when you nowadays IoT based app are available on your mobile also. For example, your camera, you might have seen an ad where one lady, she was working in an organization, and she has installed a camera on her home, and she was looking to her maid who was taking care of her baby. So like she was just watching from her mobile, like that with the help of that app. That was, you can think it like an IoT device that was capturing the video from that particular camera and showing her, right? So with the help of app also you can get the IoT data on your mobile, on cloud also, right? Means the cloud will going to help you obviously in this, but several applications are available which is used to connect with those IoT devices and read the data, visualize the data, see the data. Am I clear to you?
Yes, Amit.
Yeah. So you, this is the architecture. Just have a look on this architecture. It is exactly same what we did here. The only thing is extra thing we did here, that you can make a predictive model also here. Predictive model means machine learning based model. You can do it to make some prediction out of it. Now suppose in case you have a data here, suppose your target variable is this one. Are you aware about machine learning, ma'am? Any one of you? How
Yes,
it?
I think all we three months.
Okay, Swarnita ma'am.
Yes, I'm little bit. I know what it does.
Okay, and Dipti ma'am, you might be aware, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here in this machine learning, we have a independent variable and dependent variable. Independent dependent means your target variable, that is your speed of internet, is depend on several situations, right? What was on what particular date you want that data, right? So this speed of internet is depend on date and some other some other features, right? So I can say this date is a independent and this speed is dependent. So dependent means your target variable, means what you want to find it out, the speed of internet based on certain issue or based on certain features, like what was the day, what was the connectivity of the previous, what was the speed of the previous historical record, and downloading speed, uploading speed, many things. You consider it and you find it out, the speed of internet, or maybe the customer satisfaction percentage. Okay, so predictive model means I will give you the certain set of column or certain set of data are available to you. You need to predict something from that. What was the, whatever you want to predict, like suppose what is the variation in the data, or suppose if you are working with the manufacturing IoT data, then you just predict it like what is the signal range, is there any gap in the range, is there any gap, or like suppose you want to predict like performance, okay, based on certain uh, features you want to check the performance. So you are doing some predictive prediction there, that is talking about here. In analyzer, what you are doing in the Jupyter notebook, we just analyze the data, you are not predicting the data. Here you can do the predictions, just like the S3 bucket you have added, right? COVID-19 dataset was there. You can use several algorithm if you are aware about machine learning, like linear regression, KNN, support vector machine, random forest. These are all the example of machine learning algorithm, and you can do some prediction, like what is the level of pollution in Delhi, that you can predict it from this. You install IoT device on your terrace, and from there this IoT device will send a signal on this AWS cloud. You will collect it, you will do the, you will either collect the streaming data, you can monitor it in the form of like reports or like a graph, and then you can predict it based on the data. You can make a prediction on that. So this is all about this AWS IoT site wise, how you are connecting the gateway to collect the data, monitor the data, and at the end, how you can do the prediction. And even this work when you don't have the internet connectivity. Okay, like suppose when you are not connect IoT devices. Okay, once you collected these IoT devices, there are two things in this: streaming data and batch data. Streaming data means that is continuously live data, like a live cricket match. Live cricket match we can see on our television, mobile, right? That is your live data that is coming on your screen. What is batch data? That is this daily soap television serials. They record it 15 days before and they just show you, like a movie also. So that are called batch data and streaming data. So here they are saying, even if you generate a data like CSV file, if you save it somewhere your CSV file, that is called your batch data, you can make a prediction on that. And there is one more, streaming data, that AWS Kinesis is some tool. We can use it to see the streaming data, means where live data are coming. Let me show you the example. Sometimes you see the live YouTube videos. Have you seen that live courses are going on?
Yes.
We also recorded in our classes also, live classes. Like this you can see it. So this is recorded, this is actually the recorded video, but live when we select it, live you can see it, means people they can send a comment also here. Chat reply, chat reply. Here anyone who is going to send a reply on this real time video, we can see that. That is called live classes. And this YouTube video that we have uploaded, that is called a batch data, you can see it. That is loaded at a batch, right? So that is a difference between the live class and uploaded class. So here what I said you, streaming data, right? So this is called streaming data or batch data. Based on that, now if you have a batch data, you don't need internet connection. So in that case, you can predict on this AWS cloud itself these predictions, and you can monitor and you can make a maintenance of the data. Once you do the prediction or you do data analysis here, you can save data back it to the storage, and you can use that again. Whatever the output you have generated, like in a previous video I've shown you that in AWS S3 Jupyter notebook we process it and we saw the data. You can save the same data in some other format into the storage back, and you can use it again. This is called as all about AWS IoT site-wise. And as I said, you use cases, manufacturing devices, uh, energy like wind energy, solar energy, where the real-time data are generating, that you can see it there. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now there is one more services that is called IoT Thing Graph. In this Thing Graph, we connect different devices to visualize your data. Okay, like devices in the sense like you can connect IoT devices, you can connect the database software also to monitor the data and to visualize the data. Let me show you this screen. You can see in the form of dashboard or in the form of devices. When we connect this Arduino or something, you can see such kind of screen also, where this component you are adding, making a connection between the component, then event. On what basis? Means event in the sense like suppose if any operation occur, then they will generate a trigger. Just like we do payment, right? When you do online payment, it immediately send you the message on your mobile, right? That this amount of transaction you have done. What is that? That is called trigger. Means when you done some event or any operation with your bank, any transaction, it send you the message. That is called IoT event. In this IoT event, oh, sorry, where is that IoT event? Okay, I think it's forgot. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I have not closed that. Yeah, this one. Hmm. So as I was saying you, right, this screen, can you see it? Input, you will monitor, you will collect the data, you will define on what certain condition it will generate the trigger or it will generate a notification, and then based on that you will take an action. Data that you have collected, based on that IoT event will going to uh, you will going to define certain rules. Means suppose if the data is collected on my data store, I will generate a notification, and that notification is generated with simple notification service SNS, and that you will get a trigger on that, on this IoT event. Let me show you how it is work. Can anyone share a screen? Ma'am, can anyone share a screen?
You just make me host. I will do.
Yeah. So I made you host. I'm stop sharing. You go to this console, type topic, AWS topic. Not here. Okay. Okay, you open that. Yeah, create topics creation. Yeah, topic Amazon simple notification service. Do you see this? Yeah. Scroll down. Okay, here it's okay. Okay, you go to the simple notification service. Just see on this AWS. No, search here. Simple notification SNS you type. Enter. Yeah, click on this Amazon simple notification service. Hmm, Scroll down. Have you sign in? Because it is just sign in console. Hmm. Now you type SNS. That was showing you document. Yes, topic. Yes. Create topic. Give the name of the topic with like topic SNS something. It's option. You want, you can ignore it. Yes. Click on next. Create topic. Topic name must be maximum 256. Give some big name. Topic name. Topic name must be maximum 256 long, including hyphen underscore FIFO. Topic name must be end with FIFO. Okay, you need to create a FIFO. Yeah. Now click on this create subscription. You remember the name, right? For topics and all. Yes. Uh, this was the name. Okay. Protocol you select. This type of endpoint to the subscriber. Okay. Okay, you scroll down. Create subscription. Enter Amazon SQS FIFO queue will be listed and can review the notification as soon as after your subscription created. You must confirm it. Wait, only Amazon SQS FIFO queue will be listed and can receive notification from. Okay. Just go back on this Amazon. Yeah. Click on this topic. Click on the topic. Hmm. Click on the topic. Yes. Scroll down. Yes. Wait. Wait. Scroll up. Publish message. Click on this. You give a message type, subject, anything you can give it. Type like subject, anything, options. Type it anything here. Same type there. Time 10. You can give a 10 second. Now scroll down and type a message like how are you, something like. Okay, yeah, scroll down. You publish message, add attribute, anything you can add it. Yeah, string. Okay, number. Okay, select number only. Number. Name. Yeah, publish message. Okay, now create subscription. Click on this create subscription. uh After, okay, don't select anything now. Let's see whether without that able to do it. Create subscription. Okay, now you choose Amazon SQS endpoint, only Amazon SQS. You click on this enable raw message delivery. Enter valid Amazon SQS FIFO queue. Okay, for example, okay. Okay, you open in another tab SQS. Open in another tab SQS. Yeah, just type SQS at the console. Hmm. Click there. Yeah, create queue. FIFO only, right? Select FIFO. Select FIFO. Give a name. Yeah, scroll down. Scroll down. Yes. Scroll down. Create queue. Okay, FIFO name must be dot FIFO. Yeah, subscribe to Amazon SNS topic. Choose the topic name. Yeah, first this one. The name that is coming. ARN. Select the name. Yeah, not that one. Select this. Yeah, save. Now send and receive message. Click on the top. You type a message here. You leave this message group ID. Check whether it is working or what. Send message. Okay, you add it. Now you see the topic. No, not this one. In the another tab, you have opened the topic, right? Yeah, you give this name here. No, not that one. Give the name here of your SQS that you have created. Refresh it first. It won't come. Click on the above refresh button. Yes. Topic name. Yeah. Below one. Protocol select. Yeah, Amazon SQS. Now you see the name. What was the name you have given? Yeah, it is giving. Select this. Now scroll down. Create subscription. Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, click on this push notification. Um, Scroll down. Publish message. Create platform. Uh, Create platform application. Okay, you scrolled. Go back once. Click on this text message. Yeah, publish text message. Do you want to add phone number or what? Scroll down. Just scroll down. If there is one more option, just go back once again. There is an option of adding mail ID also, where you can get the message. Why you went back? No, just went back here. Not that one. Yeah, this originating number. No, text message. You go. Okay, you add your number that publish text message. No, no, go to this text messaging. Yeah, click on publish text message. Now here you add a number, any number that you want to add it. So where it will the message will come to your mobile. Means whatever message that you have type it, that from that topic it will be come to your mobile. English, add phone number. It might send you verification in your mobile. Enter it. Sandbox verify the number destination. Okay. Now you type this message. So whatever message that you will going to send it from here will reach to your number with this topic and all. Yeah, just try. Yeah, scroll down. Publish message. The account in this SMS sandbox US. You can only deliver SMS sandbox phone number.
I got the message.
You got the message?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
And
this is
some
called
India number is there.
hmm. But what you have typed it, did you receive that?
Yeah,
Like,
same,
oh,
same.
okay. Can you just okay, it's not possible. Okay, yeah. So this is the way of sending the message. Like this is called message notification service. You create a topic and you publish it and subscribe it. So whatever message you have written there, with the help of notification, you can receive it. For me, it was giving me mail ID. So I've added my mail ID, so I was able to see that in my mail. Whatever message I was publishing in a topic, I was getting in the mail. But here I don't know why it's not coming it. Wait a minute. Let me check. You should come. For me, it was coming.
So where we can use this service, Amit?
This service is uses in to trigger an event. Trigger an event in the sense like, when, as I said you, like, wait. So here you can see it. This event, when you do any event, at that time this message will be generated. Like when you click on this publish text message. So the event that you did it here is publish text message, right? And when you click on this, you will get a message on your mobile. So you are doing some event, based on that it will generate